Thanks for taking the time to watch this. I think the better you understand the thought process behind what we're going to do, the better it's going to help. So here we go. I'm going to explain what we're going to do using two relationships. The first one is the relationship between the way we move and the way we feel. The second relationship is the relationship between our bodies and force. That one sounds weird, but I'm going to make it make a lot of sense. All right, let's get going. Relationship one. There's a relationship between the way we move and the way we feel. And that relationship is the same with everyone all the time forever. It's the following. You either move well and feel well, or you don't move well and you don't feel well. Here's an example. Let's talk about a shoulder. Either we're going to see something like this. I can move it really well, and most likely feels well, no problems. Or this. Doesn't move so well, doesn't feel so well. That relationship is a hardwired neurological, physiological truth. And we're never going to see the opposite. We're never going to see something like, hey, my shoulder's killing me, right? We're just not going to see that. So the position that most people take is the following. They think, man, if my shoulder just felt better, then I can move it better. If it felt better, I could use it better, right? So if they take that position, the next question they're going to ask is, well, how do I get it to feel better? And then we're going to come up with a bunch of answers, a bunch of things that focus on that sensation of whether it's pain, tight, hurt, something like that. You know, and we're going to get some answers like injections or medication. And I'm not like poo-pooing all those things. I'm just saying that's not the perspective that as a muscle system specialist I take. So here's how I want you to look at it. Instead of thinking, man, if it just didn't hurt, I could move it better. What I want you to think about is the following. If you were able to move your shoulder or any other part, if you were able to move it or use it better, it would not hurt when you went to use it. It's weird, right? But hopefully it at least makes sense. You go to move your shoulder and you're like, I can't move it so well, it hurts. And I'm saying, no. If you were able to move it better, it would not hurt when you moved it or used it or did anything with it. So keep that in mind. Let's get on to relationship number two. So hopefully that made sense. So here's what we need to think about next. If we understand this idea that, hey, if I could move it better, it would feel better, the next logical question is this. What is responsible for me moving my body? Whether it's the shoulder, the back, the neck, the feet, anything. What's responsible for me moving? There's only one answer, and that is your muscle system. And I just want to be clear. Nothing else can move you. Tendons, ligaments, fascia, cartilage, bone, none of those things move you. The only thing that can move you are your muscles, and that's part of a larger system. We call it the muscle system. So that system is your brain, your spine, these exiting nerves, the muscles themselves, the returning nerves, sensory organs, and all the muscles together. It's an entire muscle system. It's that system that's responsible for moving us around, right? And like we said, if we can't move well, we won't feel well. There's the idea. So let's ask this question before we get into that second relationship. And here's the question. What exactly does the muscle system do? I know we just said it moves you around, right? And if you move better, you feel better, and if you don't, you don't. But what does the muscle system do? Here's how I want you to think about it. Your muscle system's job is to sense and respond to the continually changing forces on your body. So what does that mean? Sense and respond to the continually changing forces on your body. That's what we're going to talk about in the next relationship between us and force. Okay, now back to that second relationship, the relationship between force and us. So we got done saying that there's a relationship between us and force, and we said our muscle system's job is to sense and respond to the continually changing forces on our bodies. So, what forces on our bodies at every moment of our lives? The answer is gravity. Now there's some other forces like atmospheric pressure and things like that, and if someone were to bump into us, that would be a force, right? But let's just talk about gravity to explain this phenomenon. So, right now, I'm standing, maybe you're sitting, maybe you're standing, and the question is, why don't we fall over? Why don't we just fall right over? What's holding us up? The answer, our muscle systems. Our muscle systems are sensing gravity pulling us down, and they're responding to it, right? Our muscles are responding to how hard we're being pulled to the ground. Here's an example I want to give you. So let's pretend I pick up a dumbbell. We don't even have to pretend. Here it is. So I'm holding this dumbbell, right? Can everyone picture it? I'm not going to hold it the whole time. So imagine that. I've got that dumbbell in my hand, right? And when I'm holding it, I ask you, I say, hey, what muscles are working? And you can all see this, right? So you say, oh, your biceps. And that's true, right? They're working. They're holding this thing up. This gravity's trying to pull this arm down. There's a lot of other muscles that are crossing the elbow. They're all working too. And what I want you to see is the following. At my wrist, that's being pulled down. So all these forearm muscles are working. And the dumbbell's trying to open up my fingers, so my finger muscles are working. And this dumbbell, it's in front of my body. So my arm is actually being pulled backwards. So all the muscles on the front of my shoulder and my chest, they're working. And because I only have one dumbbell and it's on the right side of me, I'm being pulled this way. So all the muscles on this side of my spine need to work. And because that dumbbell's in front of me, I'm being pulled forward. So all the muscles on my back and my butt and my hamstrings, they're all having to work. And if I was standing on a scale and I picked that dumbbell up, you'd see the scale weight, the needle go up too. Well, that means the muscles in my legs need to work and my toes. The point is this, the instant I pick that dumbbell up, everything needs to work and it needs to communicate that force everywhere. And if I were to take that dumbbell and put it down, as I move it forward, as it gets further from my body, those forces increase. And the moment I put it down, those forces decrease. And I twist and move, and you get the point. My muscle system's job is to sense and respond to the continually changing forces on my body every moment. And if someone were to come in and bump into me, my body would have to sense that bump too. So we have a muscle system that is very complicated and needs to work really well all the time. And here's the thing. If that system does not work at the quality that we need it to, the quality that it needs to, well, because that's the only thing that moves us, we're not going to move well. And if we don't move well, we don't feel well. So whatever it is that's going on with you, whatever it is that made you reach out to me in the first place, look at your situation maybe a little bit differently and understand that's how I'm going to look at your situation. I'm going to assess the quality of your muscle system, understand what aspects of it are not functioning the way it should be, get you to be able to move better so you feel better, and be able to tolerate more forces so you can do more stuff and hopefully live the physical life you want. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.